Dominik Mysterio just trolled CM Punk like I've never seen before. And WWE has locked down this star to a new long-term deal. This and much, much more presented by WrestleSTAR. So Dominik Mysterio is in a feud, if you will, and he's decided to turn things up on that feud with CM Punk ahead of their matches in late December 2023. Punk versus Mysterio is booked for WWE's Holiday Tour house show at Madison Square Garden in New York City on Tuesday, December 26th, as well as a live event on Saturday, December 30th from the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. Now, Punk's last match in WWE was at the 2014 Royal Rumble. His last match to date was at AEW All In when he beat Samoa Joe in the opening match, moments after his backstage altercation with Jack Perry. Now, over the weekend, while commentating for the CFFC, Punk said on commentary he had been waiting since Mysterio was 8 years old to punch him in the face. Now, this was a reference to Punk's feud with Rey Mysterio years ago that included a young Dominik Mysterio. And it ultimately resulted in Punk having his head shaved. If you recall, at the time, Punk was doing the straight edge society gimmick with Luke Gallows, Serena, and Joey Mercury. And his feud with Rey ended in a mask versus hair match. And obviously, Punk came out on the shorter side of that. Right? And so Dominik takes to Twitter. And he took to Twitter to mock CM Punk by sharing a clip from a match that Punk had in AEW when he botched a springboard clothesline while teaming with FTR against the Acclaimed and the Gun Club. Actually, it was Matt Caster and the Gun Club, but you get the gist. And Mysterio requested that he punch him like this, please, and then proceeded to share the clip. Punk came up short in the clip, but I think it's brilliant by Dominik. I think it's very creative by Dominik, and I think it's something that more people should take aware of, because this is how you get people to talk. This is how you get people to get buzz around something. And even though this match is not going to be televised, or match is rather, it's still in a lot of good fun. And who's to say that this is not a dry run for a television match or a Royal Rumble match, right? I would love to see Dominik Mysterio versus Punk at the Royal Rumble. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I understand that Punk is booked in the men's Royal Rumble match, but he could pull double duty. That's not out of the question. If they want to pop a big rating on Monday Night Raw, you book it. Perhaps they save that for the show that goes up against the NCAA football championship game. Who knows? We'll see. Now, in regards to this new signing, I can tell you this. It's brilliant because it involves Dominik Mysterio. Yes. So heading into 2024, WWE is gearing up for yet another big year. Thanks to new TV deals, you have NXT leaving USA. For the CW, you have SmackDown leaving Fox for USA Network. And the expectation is that WWE will secure a new deal for Raw shortly. WWE actually had a record year of business, and also Dominik Mysterio was one that had a breakout year. Although Mysterio found success alongside his legendary father, Rey Mysterio, as a tag team where they actually held tag team gold, his career took off once he was paired with Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley as a member of the Judgment Day. And since then, he's broke out as a singles star. He worked a singles match at WrestleMania 39 against his father, in addition to having 2 runs as the North American champion. And obviously, WB thinks very highly of him based off of the way they've booked him on television, as well as the Punk matches that I just brought up. Now, PW Insider reported that Mysterio has signed a new WWE deal with pen put to paper about a month ago, so roughly in November. And it's believed to be a 5-year deal. I think this is a brilliant signing on WWE's part because it keeps him under contract for years to come. What he's been able to do in this year in 2023 has been remarkable. And I don't think he gets enough praise from those quote unquote fans. I think he flies under the radar because at one given time, he was not very good. And he's come a very, very long way. Also, switching gears real quick, TNA Hard to Kill. They're teasing something big. They have something big planned for its next pay-per-view event, Hard to Kill, in January. And is playing up the idea that there is a big surprise in store for fans who buy it. This will be the first show technically under the TNA Wrestling banner once Impact Wrestling rebrands. Now, the show takes place on January 13th, 2024 at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so far, as the recording of this video, we've had 3 matches confirmed for it, including World Heavyweight Champion Alex Shelley versus X Division Champion Moose. We have Chris Sabin versus Vikingo and Kushida. And we also have the Knockouts Champion Trinity versus Jordan Grace. Okay. So, in the past, TNA has had talent make their return and their debut with the promotion at their pay-per-view events. It's a selling card of theirs, if you will. Now, there are several WWE stars that were released in September that are on the free agent market after waiting out their non-compete clauses, so they could be a factor. That includes your Dolph Ziggler's, Mustafa Ali's, right? Those types of guys. Top dollar, even. Now, Scott D'Amore, who oversees creative for TNA Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, was actually on Busted Open Radio where he teased a big talent signing being made. The promotion is also hyping up that quote-unquote worlds will collide, end quote, and that you, quote, won't believe who is showing up, end quote, at the show. In fact, this is what D'Amore had to say thanks to Wrestling Covers. He said, "We're right there at the goal line of finalizing one of the biggest signings in TNA. I think it's something that's really going to shake things up. I think some of what we have in store at Hard to Kill is going to blow your socks off," end quote. I'm very interested to see what happens. Based off of those comments, okay, does it have to be Dolph Ziggler? I think, unless there is a name that AEW or WWE can't sign, it has to be on a lower tier. Not to take anything away from Dolph Ziggler, I'm just thinking, like, I understand that he has been maybe Mustafa Ali. Impact's in a very good spot because there's been a lot of talent that have gone from WWE or a New Japan or an Impact Wrestling or an NWA or wherever and gone to AEW and just simply not used or not used well. And then they're unhappy and they want to leave. So this idea of like every single time someone departs, it's either WWE or AEW. I don't think that belongs there anymore. Time will tell what happens.